What are we starting with here, man?
So I'm gonna hop on the rower. It's just a good form of, you almost think of it like a dynamic stretch of getting that body awareness. And we're gonna keep it simple, just a couple minutes to get blood flow, kind of wake up the nervous system. I like the rower because it's working about 80% of your body, and you're getting a lot of, you're getting your legs, your glutes, some of your large muscles, getting some blood flow circulation, and it's gonna mimic some of the movements that we're doing today as well. This is the moment to make sure you got proper movement patterns, body's feeling good. If you got any kinks, you can kind of feel through them and get your engines warm. I love getting the glute med warmed up. So this is what I say, working against gravity, but I'm gonna lift up. I'm gonna go through a pattern of 5 to 7 of a few moves. So I lift up here, and then I got circles, and I'm trying to activate and wake up my glute medius, get some blood flow, and then I'm gonna go reverse circles. And then I call these just single leg bicycles, and you'll feel this immediately right here inside of that hip area, pulling. And then I cross over really light, and I try to keep this, rather than a static stretch, kind of a movement, more of a flow. I'm just getting some blood flow all through my back. And then I go over to the other side.
And do the same.
Yep. And then for me, I've been really, I've turned the volume up from an activity perspective this last week, so I probably haven't had as much recovery and rest. So I'm probably giving myself a little more love right now, and just feeling through, making sure that everything feels good.
Sure. So you mean if you do more work, you got to do more maintenance?
Absolutely.
All right.
You have to, you know, the whole theory gets talked around. I'm no expert on recovery, but you know, I think there's a bigger issue with under recovery than there is over training. The body's incredible, it can adapt to different things. But depending on your goal, if you're just trying to lose some weight, build some muscle, you don't need to be in the gym every single day. Like, you need that recovery. If you're training for something specific, train hard, you need to recover, I mean, with just as much emphasis, maybe more, because of the effect that it has on your brain chemistry, your nervous system, your long-term health, immune system, and all that fun stuff. I'm just going through, seeing how everything feels, driving through. You know, and this is something that I do daily, even if I'm not working out today, if it's an off day. I warm up, and I find I have so much more energy throughout the day, and I think that I give credit to just getting some more circulation. Things are just flowing better, like a river that's moving better. I mean, every day, non-negotiable, I'm gonna wake up and give at least a few minutes to just waking up the hips, the back. And it's just a habit and a ritual that I swear by, and it's helped keep me feeling young and limber. So I'll continue.
Student of human physiology like me.
Yeah.
So what's next, man?
So we're gonna warm up. I'm gonna grab some bands. We're gonna kind of wake up shoulder mobility and scapula, shoulder blades. That's a big area of focus. And I find so many people have these retracted shoulders. So giving some love to opening everything up. You know, I like to start out just kind of shoulder width, opening up, and without too much resistance. I'm just trying to make sure that everything feels good. There's no sort of pinching or anything tight. I am trying to be conscious of using my scapula to make sure that they're actively working, and I'm not feeling it all just in my shoulders, my traps. And when I'm going here, I'm trying to, you know, same thing. I don't want to move my body to allow this to flow. I want my shoulders to be doing a lot of the work. And then pulling up apart here, same thing, nice pause.
And you're keeping that scap down and back?
Yep. And so this just gives me a chance to, you know, I like to say activate a lot, because I feel like that's when you're gonna be more effective.
Proactive?
So another part of the training is being proactive, and whether you call it preventative or proactive, most people aren't taking action until it's, you know, they already have some sort of issue. But we have these retracted shoulders from constantly being on a screen and driving and sitting. So this is just another reminder to be able to wake all of those muscles up, pull your shoulders back, and be conscious of that carryover to proper movement patterns and form. So just that simple movement here, we're pulling back our shoulders to prevent this. Right now, it's like evolution. We have these shoulders, we went here, and now everyone's coming back to this again from being on a screen. And you can see when people take pictures, their head's tilted. So, and that affects your breathing, which affects your cortisol, your energy, immune system. It's all related, all connected. If I'm doing something leg related, one of my first warm-ups is same thing, the movement patterns. I want to make sure that hips are active, hamstrings are active. So I like a squat to a marching lunge, something like that. And I'm aware that, you know, that pelvic tilt is not rotated in too much. I'm stepping into kind of a march, natural motion. And as my leg hits down, I'm planting my front heel and I'm pulling myself down to the ground, lengthening my hip flexor. I want to create a straight line from my shoulders down to here, about a 90-degree angle. And I say you really want to emphasize that because you ask somebody to do a lunge, a lot of people will just go like this. And that's just, you know, now we got this directional force coming right here. So this is that wake up call, coming down. Let's reset there.
How about alignment?
And alignment, same thing, being awareness. As I put my leg out, I want to make sure that my knee is slightly, if either directly over my heel or slightly out rather than in here. I can just ask somebody to do a squat, and if they're coming in like this, we got some issues that we need to fix. So now, why is that an issue? If you're loading weight, you need that directional force. These are areas where we don't want to push a lot of weight. So it's being conscious, making sure, first of all, do you have mobility if you're sitting down? Can you open up? Like even when I come down here, I can tell my foot wants to come out a little bit. It shows you there's something going on with my hip.
Sure. Yeah, that's right at the point where your pelvis wants to roll under when you're not able to recruit that glute to be able to hold your knee there. So.
And the funny thing is we've done this to ourselves with different movement patterns. If you watch the little kid, as they sit down, they're comfortable just hanging out here.
Sure.
Yet we now can be uncomfortable. I like to think that I could be here for, you know, an hour or two if I needed to. Get rid of your chairs and your couches and sit down. But a lot of people have that issue. When they do this, they start to come up, and that's just tightness. So, and issues. I'm gonna go into a form of like a single leg split squat where you can either put your foot here or down. And same thing, I wanna make sure my knee's not coming in. I'm driving out, flat heel. I'm trying to lengthen that hip flexor, and I'm gonna pull on my hamstring to help bring me up. I'm slightly tilted back, but I have a straight spine here. I'm coming down, and I can load some weight up later, but this is more of that warm up, making sure that that posterior chain is active, driving everything through. And if this is done right, I should feel it through my glutes, hamstrings, certainly some quad.
Yeah, I see far too often people doing squats or lunges and such and saying they got a good workout and their quads are sore, and the reality is that whole chain should be activated. And if it's just the quad, we've got a sequence pattern that's off, and you're sourcing to create a big imbalance, and moving forward with the right intention is going to cause a big issue in the long run.
We call them rebounds or pulsing exercises. Just making sure that, you know, I'm taking inventory right now of how my spine's moving. At the same time, getting a little bit of an active movement stretch in my hip flexors. And I'm gonna switch over. And I do about 10 to 15 of these. And it's just a chance to make sure, am I off? And here's what something, like if I'm really tight, sometimes I'm doing that and it looks like this, where I want it to be closer to that 90 degree angle, pulling, and I'm pulling myself down. I'm not pushing myself up as much as I'm pulling myself down to the ground. That's getting this active, and body starts to feel good. Focus. So I am gonna start out with some jump roping. It's gonna kind of wake up all the small muscles in my body, also get my blood flow, my body temperature up. So I'm gonna go for about 20 to 30 seconds, and I'm gonna do a push-up to an opener. I call it the world's greatest stretch. Obviously a lot of people would argue with that. That's just the name of the exercise. So I'm gonna do a quick interval of just feeling light. When I'm jump roping, I'm trying to push off my toes and create that dorsiflexion of lifting up my heel when I jump. Again, that's helping my, you know, get some communication with my shins, my ankles, and nice fluid movement. And then I go one leg a little bit. And what I'm doing when I'm lifting my knee up is helping just a better movement in my hips. As I lift my knee up, I'm reminding that a proper pelvic tilt so it's not curling under too much. And so on my jump rope, same thing. It's kind of like with rowing, kind of just seeing how everything feels. I'm lifting up. After that, I'm gonna do 5 of these each side. So I gotta push up, lift my hands up, again, going on my spine here. I'm gonna open up, push up, switch directions. Open. And then I repeat and go back into the interval. And you'll probably start to break a sweat, but I personally, and it's not everything, but I like to break a sweat prior to starting my actual strength movements, just so I feel more warm.
Yeah.
Face pulls, probably because, like I said, the common thing with retracted shoulders. This is a movement I do before pressing and pulling exercises. I'm gonna pull here, make sure scap is active, pull back. I'm driving up, not heavy weight here, this is lightweight.
Ronnie Coleman, lightweight, baby. Do you know him?
Yeah, oh yeah. Lightweight. Lightweight. And I'm gonna switch sides. Same thing, make sure it feels, you know.
Oh, we're switching sides with the leg.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't have that. Sorry.
Pause. And the big magic here is the eccentric portion. As I'm lowering the weight, I'm really putting a lot of emphasis into that
Control.
eccentric portion of the control.